So I was scrolling through YouTube while trying to find a good video to watch until I stumbled upon this weird channel called X Dark Wolf ZZ Archive Channel, a nice name for 2010. And when I clicked on it, I found multiple videos of supposedly archived Minecraft gameplay from this user, on which we don't get much information of his old subscribers, neither when the channel started posting the videos. And just on a glance, we can already see that the videos are not in correct order, so I'll try my best to get them arranged. But let's not spoil it all. Well, my first guess from 2010 wasn't that far off, because these events happened in 2012, as presented in the first video, called Beginnings, which can be summarized by the description as the beginning of his Minecraft world, showing a simple gameplay of him killing some mobs, getting items, and building a quick shelter as the night sky falls in. But I don't know if you notice it, but when our player creates the world and loads in, we can briefly see a message reading, "I've breached in." I don't know what that's supposed to be. Maybe an entity has joined his instance or something. But meanwhile, we can log our discovery. On the next video called Advancements, we have some more things to note. First of all, our player got a mag of some sorts, as shown with this awesome edit. Yeah, just kidding, this is not important. But on a serious note, this video is really dark, and I guess we can say that his transition from Windows to Mac has some problems on his recording software. Also because the gameplay is now showing full screen, compared to showing the whole 2012 desktop experience. This video covers the advancements the player made off screen, like his new house, some new items, a new cave he discovered while mining for some iron, and this is where we can find some weird things of these videos. More specifically, hidden messages and signs, on which both of them reads, "Can't you notice me? Don't you regret anything?" With this, we can reinforce our theory that there's an entity in our player's game, as if the entity knows something that the player previously did that wasn't quite right, and provoking the player's inability to see it and the ghost itself. And the rest of the video is just the usual Minecraft gameplay of him finding some diamonds and celebrating his fight. In the next video called Weird Tunnels, it's shown to us some weird tunnels on the player's world, and judging by his reactions, those tunnels were made by him. And because we know there's possibly an entity in his game, we can point fingers at it for making these tunnels with the intentions of freaking the player out. And we also have some new messages hidden signs again, which we can barely make out, "I hate you," and the other sign is sadly out of frame, meaning we can just make out "ter." But we can theorize that it says monster because of the other hatred messages, but I'm not entirely sure. Moving on to the next video, I'm not sure if it is in right order, but we see that the player got some iron equipment as a result of his previous mining. On a first glance, there's nothing out of the ordinary with the player just wandering around caves and killing mobs in the overworld, until he heads back to base, on which he finds a sign sitting in front of his doors, reading, "I'm tired of you," followed by some mysterious steps on the player's back as he quickly quits the game, with a quickly made edit of him saying, "I'm scared." And on the last frames of the video, we can see some sort of code, specifically a Morse code, on which it translates to, "You made her scared." Well, at this point it's kinda obvious that this supposed entity is angry with the player because of some previous act of some sort, as if they had a long gone connection between them, like friends or something. And also we are introduced to someone new, as indicated on the hidden message in the video. We have yet to see who is her, but the previous act could be linked to her, because of the previous entity's messages, and the last one was supposedly written as a response to the player's feelings on his edit, indicating that the previous act made her scared. But I'm uncertain, and these theories have yet to be proven with the next videos. Now for the fifth video. We see that our player started to investigate his case, trying to find a monster, as the description says, and it seems to lead to nothing for the player's end. But in our end, we can see little hidden messages throughout the video, like, "I don't want this to be in a video. Stop acting stupid, Mark. You shall pay." And she did nothing. Holy! So this unsuccessful investigation led us to a lot of information. So let's organize some things. As said in one of the messages, our player's name is probably Mark. The entity is conscious that all of these anomalies are being recorded by Mark and requests him to stop it by somehow editing in messages on the video file. We are reminded of her, now saying that she did nothing. For now, I can't make any points of the context behind her being scared and suffering a certain act for Mark, so we'll have to continue watching the videos to find out the history behind all of this. The next video, entitled Signing Gravel, shows Mark normally playing the game, mining and going out for some wood with some weird chunk arrows, until he stumbles upon a sign placed on top of a gravel block, reading, "Why?" Shocked by this, the player runs into his base, and on the last seconds of the footage, we see a mysterious player join his game, on which he quickly sends a message before Mark quits the game. And in the message we got from the mysterious player, we got a link for a listed video on someone else's channel, named Derek. We had no details on him yet, so let's watch the video entitled Consequences. This seems to be a stunted scene to represent an actual event on which we don't quite know, but we could link this with the previous act of Mark and her, because of the description, which says, "Monster," which also was seen on the sign in Mark's word, and also according to their skins are showing two men, which could represent Mark and someone else pushing over the girl, which could represent her into a lake leading to her slow drowning death. This theory is quite solid, but I'm not sure about it, so let's try to prove it with the other videos. On the next video, called Interaction, we see our protagonist building some sort of a watching tower for his house, probably for more of his investigation videos, until when it's turning nighttime and he runs to light up the entire tower, on which he encounters a sign in the tower reading, "She was innocent." So he takes a breath and runs to shelter in his house, on which he sleeps to skip the night, and upon waking up, he sets up a sign in front of his house with some questions to the entity. "Who are you? Hello? Please stop with this." Before walking away to investigate and coming back to a response to his message. Why bother? Scared again, he runs to his bedroom to hide from the entity until he hears the door open and rapidly quits the game. This video doesn't add much information to our discovery aside from the sign reading "She was innocent," which could indicate that the theory of Mark pushing her to death is more probable. Besides, we also wanted to know who are you. Next video, entitled Second Investigation, gives to us what is said, another investigation, on which again has no finds for Mark's end, but for us, we can kinda see a light spot on a mountain far away. I don't know if this is something to worry about, but what we know for sure is an anomaly is the hidden link to another unlisted video on Derek's channel, called I Hate You.
Why did you have to be like this? Always trying to flex yourself as the prankster of the group. Those aren't pranks. How do you live with your past actions? Don't you regret anything? From an quiet and shy guy we meet at the cafeteria, to an actual monster. Not even a villain deserves your name. Mark. From all the good moments to the bad ones. This was way beyond the line. I hate you.
Well, this is quite a different sighting than we've seen before. We're watching the perspective of Carrot, which is Derek backwards. And just a quick recap, we now know who was that mysterious player that joined Mark's game, both having the 2 dots in the end of their names. On this video, we see a hate conversation from Derek directed to Mark. And as shown by Derek pushing Mark to his death on his conversation, all of these late videos could be linked to our theory of her death. Now adding that all of this happened because of a prank, according to Derek. And this could explain why the entity on Mark's game is torturing him, by scaring him on many occasions. Derek is just looking for justice for her. And yeah, I kinda get it. Now we've got 4 anomaly videos, which shows anomalies found by Mark in his world. It doesn't add much to the story, so let's make it quick. In this sighting, we encounter for no reason at all hundreds of pigs that spawn in Mark's world. This has no explanation, it's just weird. We see Mark wandering around until he decides to look out for the sign he put down, waiting for a new response. He stands on his tower watching for it, until suddenly and quickly it turns into nighttime, along with a cave noise. Which is weird because he wasn't in a cave, neither a dark place for it to play. Another case with pigs, but this time worse, considering that it lags Mark's entire computer, and now there's thousands of pigs spawning every second. While exploring, we start to hear some kind of Morse code, and also does Mark. Until he follows the sound leading to this weird block that is not in the game, kinda like a command block. And if we decrypt the message played by this block, we get, "She's dead," adding up to the conclusion that she died on the lake. Before watching the next video, I'd just like to recap for some context that in some past videos, Mark seems to pass on a lake on which he cultivates trees, and for some reason does all of that and his visit to it on purpose. And this time, it will get to him. Bittersweet is the video's title. We see that Mark's coming back from his mining, and as per usual, goes to the lake on which he encounters the scene. Just 2 guys and a dead body of a girl in the lake. Her dead in the lake. I kind of feel bad for that for some reason. It is as if I was on his side. Mark and, well, after investigating the site, Mark goes to make a flint and steel to burn all of this nightmare of memory. On which, returning to base, he encounters we encountered a sign. Remember? Reality fell into us. Mark, then, on the next video, goes to the burning forest where the lake lives and does what he did to her. Actually, okay, it is what we did to her, Derek. And in the end, we got a link to an unlisted video from Mark, named We Get It. I lied to him. Mark, we can tell the truth now. This is past the point of the lie. Derek, we lied to you. We didn't do that to her. We didn't kill her. We only hid her exit from you. Her parents left the country, trying to find a better job for her family, trying to better their situation. She didn't want to break this up to you. She didn't want you to be sad. But I confess, me and Mark screwed up, making the worst excuse ever. We weren't careful with this, but I did the job for a while, until madness grew up on you. And I understand. I'll be like that too. I do sometimes get annoying with the pranks. So I guess that's another reason for it to be believable and for you to be mad. So I just wanted to clarify everything. Jessica is alive, but she left us for the better life. And I'm glad for her. And I hope you're also glad and relieved that nothing bad happened to her. And I bet she didn't want you to go insane like that. And that's our fault. So I don't expect you to forgive me. But I do indeed feel sorry for all of this. Jessica is alive and happy to have met you, Derek. We are happy to have met you, Derek. But for everyone's good, we must take a break from all of this. I'll see you in a while.